Hey folks, Joe Zealand here. Did you know that apparently Chris Martin has a new favorite guitar tuning? It's E, A, C, G, B, C. So you want to tune your D string down to a C and the high E string down to a C. Everything else stays in standard tuning. Now, what makes me say that this is Chris Martin's new favorite tuning? Well, it's all over the new Coldplay album, Moon Music. And on top of that, in recent years, Chris has rearranged a lot of the big Coldplay hits like Viva La Vida, Sky Full of Stars, and Fix You to fit this tuning. But actually, the origins of this tuning go all the way back to X and Y, but we'll get to that at the end of the video. Let's start with all the new stuff from Moon Music. On the album itself, we have 3 uses of the tuning, which are Feels Like I'm Falling in Love, Jupiter, and I Am a Mountain. And let's jump right into Jupiter. Capo on the 6th fret. Tuning is the one that I've just indicated, and here we go. Alright guys, since I've decided to include the tabs for the intro and have them run along to me playing the intro, I figured, well, since Jupiter is actually so complex, even this very first phrase that you're seeing on the screen right now, from my own experience, maybe it's different for you, but from my experience it was really difficult to get into what's happening here because of 1 or 2 things that are particularly crazy, I want to say. I've decided to include a preamble to me playing this part somewhat at full speed, and it doesn't make much sense, honestly, because it's so complex that it really requires at least a little bit of explaining. So you can see I've used a color code, and well, once you have to break out the colors, then you know it's going to be a doozy. But anyways, we have green, blue, red, and orange here. So if we only look at green now, that is your thumb of your strumming hand, and you want to constantly keep it on the low E string. Now let's look at the tab again. Blue is D string, G string, B, and E string, and you want to constantly play those 4 strings with your index finger, your middle finger, your ring finger, and your pinky finger. Alright, now red, that red X, is you knocking on your strings, and that's always on the 2nd and 4th downbeat of each bar, basically implying what a snare drum would commonly do on a pop song. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, but now we also have orange, and you can see here we have slides, we have hammer-ons all over the song. This is only the very, very first phrase, which is not even the beginning of the 4 bars of the intro. Well, the song starts with this, but this is actually the whole screen that you're looking at now is basically the 4th, the final bar of this intro/verse loop. So the song kind of starts already in a disorienting way because it doesn't start on the first downbeat of the first bar. This tiny first phrase already kind of has all the difficult parts. Well, we have the hammer-ons, which I'm going to show you in a bit, but we also have in orange here what I call an implied slide. If we look at where you want to have your fingers at the beginning of the song, 3 on the low E string, relative to the capo, of course, so this is not 3, it's 9. You also want to have your ring finger on the 5th fret of the A string, open D, open G, index finger on the 3rd fret of the B string, and open E. Now, I've just explained to you that you always want to keep your thumb on the low E string and the other fingers on D, G, B, and E string. However, we're also playing the A string, but not with this hand, but only with the fingering hand. And those are those implied slides. And I'm going to show you what I mean by that. All right, we're starting out with this chord, hammering from 0 to 3 on the B string. Right, this is what you're seeing here. Followed immediately by a knock. Now, I've used what you can see in green here, a simplified bass pattern, one that actually corresponds to what the bass guitar that comes in later actually plays. Chris varies this pattern quite a bit. However, in the QVC live performance, he also kind of used this simplified version, and it's more intuitive, but even in the studio version, it's also not consistent. This is a very complex song, folks. So this is what's kind of happening in the studio. But the easy way to play this is just... So that's basically everything you see in green here, right? So let's repeat what we've established so far. And now comes our big slide. You want to play the open high E string, open G string, open D string, but you also want to slide down from 3 to 1 on the high E string. So that's everything you see in blue right now. But now you also want to include what I call an implied slide on the A string. We don't play this with this hand. We only play this with this hand, right? And you can actually, albeit quietly, hear the A string, even though we don't play it with our fingers, because we don't have any of these fingers on the A string. And that's it. That's all you see in that very first phrase, but it already kind of implies where the journey is going to go, and it's going to rely heavily on these slides, especially these implied slides. Now, I'll quickly show you what the entire rest of this first verse/intro phrase looks like. I'll play it slowly. You'll also be able to see full screen, the full tab. Then I'll show you what the thing sounds or looks like with on-screen play-along tabs at somewhat normal pace, even though it's still slower than the actual studio version. Also, please remember 2 things. First of all, I will do a full tutorial for Jupiter. It's probably going to be pretty long, since me explaining this tiny intro phrase already takes 5 minutes. Stay tuned, folks. It's all happening. I just need to manage and arrange and plan things out at the moment, but it's definitely coming, and it should be coming very soon as well. Secondly, what you're about to see is a lot of sliding with your thumb. For example, in the next phrase, you want to keep your thumb on the first fret of the low E string, and then you want to slide all the way to 5, and slide back to 3. And if you do that a lot, just a few minutes is enough for your thumb to start hurting. And I speak from experience, since I've practiced this song quite a bit and my thumb is just in shambles at the moment. I know it can be frustrating because it's not a super intuitive or beginner-friendly song. Do take care of your hands and especially your thumb first. If you practice this a lot, it's gonna hurt your skin, it's gonna hurt your thumb, it's gonna burn, so please take it easy. Take plenty of breaks. Anyways, here's the full intro/verse phrase. Alright, now here's I'm a Mountain, capo on the 3rd fret, same tuning. And now Feels Like I'm Falling in Love, no capo, same tuning. Here's how Chris played the song at the QVC event. 1, 2, 3, 4. I know that this can hurt me bad. I know that this can feel like that, but I just can't stop. Let my defenses drop. I know, la 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 la. I know, la 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 la. Still I don't let go. And fields of flowers grow. Oh, it feels like I'm falling in love. Maybe for the first time. Baby, it's my mind. You blow. There's another fairly recent track, not off of Moon Music, but off of Music of the Spheres, which in its acoustic version used the same exact tuning, which is My Universe. Recently, to promote Moon Music, Chris also did a few acoustic guitar-only performances, most notably at the iHeart Music Festival. And there he played a brand new rendition of A Sky Full of Stars, and guess what tuning he used? Well, it's this one. Recently, Chris also played an acoustic show with Sheeran, and he played Vida in the same exact tuning. Capo on the 7th fret, and actually this is a semi-step down compared to the studio version, so we're not in G sharp, but in G major. And here's yet another one. Coldplay and BTS didn't only make My Universe together, they also made another song called The Astronaut, and it uses a variant of the same tuning. Instead of tuning your high E string down to a C, you want to keep it in standard tuning, but the vibe of the tuning is kind of the same thing, and you use very, very similar chord shapes. So it's, well, kind of a relative of the same bass tuning. I also think that I've identified the song that made Chris realize, oh wow, this is a pretty sick tuning, I gotta use this more often. And it's from an acoustic version of Fix You, which Chris did at a couple of occasions in the Everyday Life era. However, it's once again a slight variant of the same tuning. This time you do want to have your D string tuned down to a C and your high E string tuned down to a C, but you also want to have your low E string tuned down to a C. However, the first use of that exact tuning, so standard except for D string and high E string tuned to C, was actually in 2008, if I remember correctly, on the Prospects March EP for a song called Now My Feet Won't Touch the Ground.
From the highest cliff to the sea below, rocks are waiting, boys, rocks away. Swoop down from the sky and catch me like a bird of prey. Time to be found. Now my feet won't touch the ground. Now my feet won't touch the ground.
And now we've circled all the way back to the year 2005 and a song called, oh my god, that's almost 20 years ago. A song called Til Kingdom Come with 3 strings tuned to C. Alright, that's it folks. Thank you for watching. Thank you for all your support. Look forward to so much more Moon music content. I'll see you on the next video. Take care everybody. Joe Zealand out.
My time has come. Let me in. Unlock the door. I never felt this way before. And we just keep on turning. The drummer begins to drum. I don't know which way I'm going. I don't know which way I've come. For you I'd wait till kingdom come, until my day is done. And say you'll come and set me free. Just say you'll wait for me.